All right, so I had to tweak it a little bit. For some odd reason, it will not, it will literally not play my videos the way I uploaded it to my computer. So I'm just gonna have to, the video parts, I'm gonna play it from my phone and turn my phone around so y'all can see it. But it kind of makes me really upset because I got links and all this stuff that I wanted y'all to see and read. But sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Certain situations, especially this type of topic, things get real difficult and very annoying with the technology. But with that being said, just give me 2 minutes. The mic is on. Yep. Alright. So just give me 2 minutes. All right. So, welcome to my live. It was a little rough start, but I got it. I'm just going to have to tweak it a little bit. And I'm kind of upset because I can't go. Oh, no, actually, I can. Since I'm using my phone, it's just going to be hard because I don't think y'all going to be able to read a lot of stuff. But if you just screenshot it and look it up yourself, you know. But, with that being said, we're going to get started. And I'm going to read from my notes first before I read what is actually on the screen. So, my purpose here with this live is to help shed some light to my people here in North America, to help them understand who they really are and where they actually come from. We as we as a heritage need to reprogram um we as a heritage need to reprogram our minds to what our true identity is. We have allowed society and our oppressors to define who we are while stealing our identity right from under our noses. We have all been under some very heavy mind control since we were born. Now it is time to break this vicious cycle and teach our children and people the truth. It is sad to say a lot of our own parents don't even know who they are and where they come from. So it goes to show you how deep and sinister the oppressor has been blocking our ancient knowledge and wisdom from us by using mental experiments and indoctrination tactics. I keep telling y'all, we are energy, a strong, fierce, energetic force with infinite superpowers. You gotta understand who you really are and what value you bring to this earth. We come from many different tribes, but also keep in mind that our own people helped and still helping take part of stealing our identity, all for a check. So just imagine now, if you look at Hollywood and the school and politics system and how they were able to indoctrinate our minds mentally, one thing I do want to say is we were not slaves like the way they proclaimed us to be. Christopher Columbus did not discover North America. He actually invaded our land. We were already here. We did not come from Africa. That is a bold faced lie. And let me be clear, I am in no way just talking to my people. I'm speaking to the whole world of people, humanity. It doesn't matter what color your skin is, the truth is the truth. We were all lied to. So this live is to help anyone willing to relearn what lies that were pushed on us. We are one. We are united as humanity. We need to be and do better than our past history to not keep repeating the same behavior over and over again. It's time to disrupt the narrative, humanity. Truth wins. Educate yourself. Don't allow the system to define you as a person, period. You learn where you come from and who you are. We need to forgive those who have done harm to our people, but we will never forget the real truth of our land. Get back to nature. All the answers you need is found within, period. So, with that being said, and a lot of y'all that know me personally, you know I have a little stutter, so don't be laughing at me. But um, so we gonna get into it, and the past 2 years dealing with YouTube and their one-sided narrative, they completely showed how evil they are. They do not like people who are open minded and think for themselves. Instead, they want to continue to indoctrinate your mind under their mind control tactics, which they have greatly profited off of. Excuse me. Keep in mind, a lot of our own people take part in still feeding us lies to gain control and greed to keep you closed minded. That is a horrible way to live. It's time to disrupt their narrative. They have been pushing by trying to erase our true identity and keeping us from awakening for many decades. It's time you talk and speak with your elders about your true identity. Wake up, protect your DNA at all costs. The level of the deceiving is major on a grand scale. Love wins, God wins, truth wins. Your power is within yourself. So, as we move forward here, this is a quote that I picked up out of this interview from Malcolm X from back in the day. He said, "There will come a time that black people will wake up intellectually, independently, enough to think for themselves. And that time is now, y'all. I see a lot of our people waking up, and it is awesome to see. And please do not lose faith. You just keep going, because when you are speaking your truth and you are tapping into your power, the oppressors love to try to steer you away, especially as being crazy. So just stand firm, keep going, keep spreading your knowledge and your wisdom within your family members. I was actually gonna post a photo of my great grandmother, who I am well aware of what tribe she is from and who we are. But I refuse to say that on here, because when you are doing things like this, you have to be mindful, especially when you're going to bring a case against these oppressors. I think it's best, y'all, to keep that information to yourself, because a lot of the stuff that you really need to finalize your case is in their hands. And I tell you, me and my cousin, we have been at this for almost 2 years. She's been doing it a little longer than me, but we're not playing. Like, we have a lot of documentation and evidence of who we are and who my ancestors was. And the fact that we found our land and y'all built something on our land, oh boy, y'all in trouble. Y'all are in trouble. And we definitely coming for y'all. I just want to let y'all know that. In the court system, let me make that be clear, because YouTube likes to portray things as threats. But I will say, find out who y'all are, because it's very important, especially during these times that we are living in. And don't you show no fear. Do not show no fear, because that is exactly what they want from y'all. They want y'all to not know who you are and to think that you from Africa. You are not from Africa. We are not from Africa. This is our land. It was stolen from us. And in order for us to get it back and to get our minds back, we need to be smart and tap into our power and our knowledge and our wisdom that actually comes from within. It literally comes from within, y'all. So, like, now is the time to really pay attention and start talking to your elders and the people that you do have still. I'm in my 30s, so a lot of my elders, especially on my father's side, are gone. But I do have a very great history on my mom's side that is still alive, and we are able to talk to them and get a lot of, filling in the blanks along with the papers and stuff that we have collected and found. And it is very important that you just start really figuring it out, and don't be going to take no DNA test and giving up your DNA and stuff like that, because they tricking y'all with that whole situation. But with that being said, so we're going to learn and reprogram our minds to our true identity. So if you look here on the screen, you will see a map, and it says locations of major Indian groups and culture areas in the 1600s. I don't know how big y'all can see that. It's probably blurry because that's what YouTube likes to do. Let me make this bigger. But if you can see it, I'm going to read some of the names off to y'all. And you have, I can't see, it's a little blurry. Hush, champ. Hush. So you have tribes all over this continent, and they all have different names, and they describe and let you know how many different types of individuals our ancestors was. And a lot of stuff happened back then to our ancestors that a lot of people may not even be mentally aware of. But I'm just going to read like two or three of these names here. You got Chanko, you got Choctaw, Chickasaw, uh, Pawnee, Sioux, if I pronounce that right. Some of these is hard to pronounce. Abenaki up there. You got Chippewa, and just pretty much like try to pay attention and find these maps online. They are available online everywhere. So just try to pay attention and talk to your peoples. But with that being said, this is the first video that we're going to listen to. Hush. And I'm going to have to play it this way and turn it around. So hopefully y'all can see it.
Columbus never, ever landed in the upper 48 states. Ever. Never. Never.
There you go.
Never made it anywhere above Florida. Ever. Never even went even into Florida or anywhere else. Columbus quite literally landed what we now know as the Bahamas and later Hispaniola, present-day Haiti, and the Dominican Republic.
Champ, hush.
He says, as soon as I arrived in the Indies on the first island which I found, I took some of the natives by force in order that they might learn and might give me information of whatever there is in these parts. So he just took them by force. Columbus painted a horrible picture of otherwise peaceful natives. So when Columbus first saw the native Arawaks that came to greet him and his crew with a peaceful and admiring tone, these are his words. They brought us parrots and balls of cotton and spears and many other things. They willingly traded everything they owned. They were well built with good bodies and handsome features. They do not bear arms and do not know them. For I showed them a sword. They took it by the edge and cut themselves out of ignorance. They have no iron. Their spears are made of cane. They would make fine servants. With 50 men, we can subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want. So after several months of being there, Columbus is writing writings changed a little bit in order to appease those he was trying to, let's just say, they're funding his trip, so he's got to make it sound good for him. So he says, after several months being there, two natives were murdered during training. So Columbus would otherwise describe the natives as gentle. People wrote, they are evil. I believe they are from the island of Caribbee. They eat men. He also described them as savage cannibals with dog-like noses that drink the blood of their victims. And this is still taught in schools today. Columbus's men were rapists and murderers, and this is documented, not just an assertion. This account is by a close friend of Columbus who wrote the first disturbing account of a relation between himself and a native female gift given to him by Columbus. When I was in a boat, I captured a very beautiful Carib woman, whom the said Lord Admiral gave to me, and with whom, having taken her into my cabin, she being naked according to their custom, I conceived desire to take pleasure. I wanted to put my desire into execution, but she did not want it, and treated me with her fingernails in such a manner that I wished I had never begun. But seeing that, to tell you the end of it all, I took a rope and thrashed her well, for which she raised such unheard of screams that you would not have believed your ears. Finally, we came to an agreement in such a manner that I can tell you she seemed to have been brought up in a school of harlots. In addition to raping and taking the women at will, Columbus's men were also murderers, and there are several accounts by many different writings. Spaniards were testing the sharpness of their blades on native people by cutting them in half, beheading them at contests, throwing natives into vats of boiling soap, accounts of suckling infants being lifted from their mothers' breasts by Spaniards, only to be dashed headfirst into large rocks. Bartolome de las Casas, a former slave owner who became Bishop of Chiapas, described these exploits. He saw the atrocities and eventually changed his ways and was horrified by what he saw. And you can find many of his writings all over. So he says, such inhumanities and barbarisms were committed in my sight as no age can parallel. My eyes have seen these acts so foreign to human nature that I now tremble as I write. Columbus enslaved people for the pursuit of gold. So because he had told Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand that he'd be finding all this gold that he didn't find, essentially he was given 17 more ships and 1,200 men for his next expedition. However, he was unable to deliver, so he forced natives to work in gold mines until absolute exhaustion, and those who opposed were beheaded or had their ears cut off. They also had their hands cut off. In fact, during these expeditions, all persons over age 14 had to supply at least one thimble of gold every 3 months and were given copper necklaces as proof of their compliance. Those who did not fulfill their obligations had their hands cut off, which were tied around their necks while they bled to death. Some 10,000 native people died without hands. In 2 years' time, 250,000 Indians on Haiti were dead. Many deaths included mass suicides or intentional poisoning, or mothers killing their babies to avoid such persecution.
So, for those of you that know and understand, like, a lot of y'all have already been awakened, and we really appreciate y'all for really helping a lot of us that were struggling to awaken. A lot of us had to go through some near death experiences in order to awaken, or just go through something in general. But a lot of us have answered the call. I was one of them. I am so proud to be back with God and in His love and grace, because He has literally blessed me with a lot of information and knowledge and wisdom. But there's one thing I do want to say. I do remember when I was in high school and I was in history class, and the teacher she was saying something about Christopher Columbus and how he discovered America supposedly. And My response, and I was in the back of the class, and I was like a class clown, but I was serious when I said it. But I was like, you need to stop lying. He did not discover this country. And literally, I got kicked out of class for that. I will never forget that. And she told me to go to the principal's office. I didn't go to the I did not go to the principal's office. I went to my locker, got my stuff, and went home. And yeah, I got yelled at when I got home. Why? Because this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. A lot of our peoples don't even realize where we come from. So that is a major issue. And that's why a lot of us young ones were chosen and we are waking up because we need to help our family members that are older than us that still don't understand and know what their true identity is. But with that being said, we're going to keep moving. This here is a great elder, and I found this video online, so I'm gonna play it. I have to play it off my phone because it's not gonna play here. But that is his name. He is a part of the Choctaw Nation in Mississippi. As I understand it, at one point, years and years ago, generations ago, the Choctaw basically, the land that is now known as Mississippi was Choctaw land.
Well, that was the last 100 years. In the beginning, the whole South, what is now known as the South,
in the beginning,
was one republic, one nation. And the center, this ran from Texas, Louisiana and Texas, west of the Mississippi River in Arkansas, all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, and from the Gulf Coast all the way to Virginia. And they all spoke the same language, and so this was the system that existed when the Europeans came. Now, even the Europeans acknowledged that I think they call them the seven civilized tribes, but of course the historians credit the Choctaw with being the most highly advanced of them all. And actually, how the Choctaw and Mississippi come, the governing district, like Washington, D.C., was always Mississippi, central Mississippi. And as the territory became smaller, ultimately, only Mississippi and Alabama was left. And then in the end, only Mississippi was left. So that is how the process went. I understand that is it your great-great-grandfather was one of the last official elected leaders of the Choctaw Nation. Right. You see, right. It was my great-grandfather. And his name was General Sam Cobb. Now, of course, by the 1800s, almost all Native Americans east of the Mississippi River had taken on European names, and that but he was pure Native American, and his rank was, of course, British, because most all of the European nations gave, they either, you hear the French and Indian War, but every war almost, you had the Native Americans fighting either on one side or the other for the European. And of course, before he became the elected
So I hope y'all can hear that. I hope y'all heard that. And notice he used the word republic and not democracy. A democracy is what these Democrats want, and a lot of Republicans are corrupt too. And that is you hear them say it quite a lot, and they mention New World Order. That's not freedom. That is a one world government where they are dictating your every move. You have no privacy. We don't have privacy now. So if you think you got privacy, no, we don't. These people got cameras in places, and then all of these devices that they giving us is crazy, y'all. It really is. Champ, if you don't hush, I swear he don't be wanting nothing to do with me until I start doing something. But we gonna keep it moving. So this video right here is crazy. I want y'all to listen to what he said.
Panama is the tail. Florida is one back leg. Baja California is the other back leg. The front leg is Alaska, and the other front leg is up near Labrador.
So just in case y'all didn't hear what he said, if you look at North America right here on the screen and you put a turtle on North America, you see his back leg on the right, which is Florida. You got his left leg over there. You got his right left arm up here, his right arm over here. Turtle Island used to be what they called America. Can y'all see that? You see that? So it goes to show you how much man took and controlled this land and stole a lot of stuff from people. And the fact that we are indigenous to this land, I think it's very important that we start to really dig into who we are. But if you look at that, that is amazing. And it really makes you wonder, huh? Really makes you wonder. We're going to keep moving forward. So, oh, the turtle right there. But I'm gonna leave that up there for a second so y'all can see that. That is amazing. Turtle Island. That's why it's very important, y'all, to get out and travel, especially visiting like these old cemeteries and these historical sites. There's a lot of stuff that has been rewritten, but if you read between the lines, a lot of stuff is still out there in our historical districts and stuff like that. So, champ, hush. So this right here is a photo of some great indigenous Indians from North America, not from Africa. If you look on the top of the screen, it says Red Dog Creek, 1926. Just look at they drip. That is dope. Just look. Now that's royalty. Y'all think these people over there in London and France and Paris, that's royalty? Nah. This is royalty. This is who we are, y'all. This is who we are. This is our true identity. They want you to believe you came from Africa. And it's crazy because I can't pick up the phone and call nobody from Africa. I don't even know a city in Africa. Nothing. I know nothing of Africa. Okay? And when I asked my grandma, who is alive on my mom's side, I said, Grandma, you know we ain't from Africa, right? She know, because she started laughing. And she said, Baby girl, what you going down? I said, yeah, you know, I'm not playing with these people no more. This is crazy. Like, this is real hurting. And I have literally shared so many tears behind doing this these past 2 years. And vibing with my cousin and just putting certain facts together, and she's confirming stuff. I'm throwing stuff at her and she just confirming. She's like, yeah. I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Like, just the level of deceiving, it is on a grand major scale, y'all. It is on a grand major scale. There was literally stuff put in place to help us be indoctrinated, to help us not even think outside of the box. And y'all already know what these things is. The school system. The school system, you got Hollywood with their movies that played a major role in keeping us asleep, but also a lot of the Hollywood movies had a lot of stuff in them hidden in plain sight too. So it is very important. Like, I know a lot of people probably have dismissed Hollywood, and I'm so proud of you. And keep going, because those people are sick and demented. A lot of stuff is being brought to the forefront right now in our country, in our nation. I keep telling y'all, this is a global takedown. And until my people wake up and understand their power and who they are, mm, 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 that's why love is going to win. Love is definitely going to win. But for those of y'all that have access, hold on, let me grab this. Bro, sit down somewhere. He ain't want nothing to do with me. Until I get on animals. I swear. This right here, put it the right way. Y'all can see in front of the camera. This right here is a must have. It is the Black's Law Dictionary. I got mine from Amazon. It was $95. Yes, it is very expensive. But this dictionary, it has a lot of definitions of the terms and phrases of American and English, ancient and modern language. So you need to get this. This is something to have, and it will help a lot of people understand certain words that they use in the system that you may not understand what it means and what definitions that they do have. But I ordered mine, and it came in like 2 days. So if you look on the screen, it says ancestral. I got this from the Black's Laws dictionary. It says relating to ancestors or to what has been done by them as homage, ancestral. Derived from ancestors, ancestral estates are such as a transmitted descent and not by purchase. Now, if we go back up for a second, I want you to look at what it really says here. Relating to ancestors or to what has been done by them. Like, you got to start paying attention to these words and what they mean. A lot of the words that they put in front of us have double meanings to them. So that's why it is important to literally circle back and do your own research and really understand what certain things mean, because they have altered a lot of words in these dictionaries. But we did have dictionaries back in the 1800s that have the correct meanings to them. And I'm still trying to get my hand on one of them dictionaries, but they bugging with these prices. And that's another thing too. Like, they stole this stuff from us, and now they want us to pay for it. Sometimes I really ask myself, why are we alive? Like, what is going on in this world that now we got to pay for what they have stole from us? It really just it's mind boggling. Like, it really bothers me sometimes, but sometimes you do gotta just go with it. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when you're trying to prove a case in court. So up here it says the Indians, the aboriginal inhabitants of North America. I'm going to leave this on the screen. So to my people who think they from Africa, we are not from Africa. We are Indians. Our ancestors, they are the indigenous people here in this land, from this land. We built this land, y'all. I don't understand how our people in our own culture is so dismissive. Y'all so dismissive. It's like y'all don't even want to grasp the power that you uphold in this country. You just rather let the oppressor tell you where you come from. It's crazy. The next word, Indian tribe. A separate and distinct community or body of the Aboriginal Indian race of men found in the United States. Indian country. This term does not necessarily import territory owned and occupied by Indians. Of course, they put that. They will never admit to the full truth, which they still not doing to this day. But that's why we are here, to awaken our people to see how deceiving they are with their words. But it means all those portions of the United States designated by this name in the legislation of Congress. So if you look to the right and you see some great people over here. That is royalty. This is royalty. Our ancestors need justice, y'all. They need justice. And the justice is us waking up. Us waking up. That is the true justice. And we must do it with love, not hate. That's one thing God says. You are to forgive. Of course, we ain't going to forget, but we need to forgive, and we need to work on ourselves and begin to love ourselves, because that outweighs all of the monstrous things they have done to our people. And they have done some real gruesome things, okay? Some real gruesome things. Like this, I'm going to touch on this subject a lot this year because it really needs to be said. And it's only being said by a select few of us out here. But I'm not afraid, and neither should you be. We have nothing to be afraid of. I keep telling y'all, our voices are our most powerful tool. And if we don't use them and we sit here, oh boy, and we sit here and let our lives go by not knowing who we really are, history just keep repeating itself. And we need to disrupt that history because it's a false history. It is a false narrative. All right. We gonna move to the next slide. But if you look on the screen, you see our people. Some beautiful people, and they deserve justice at an all-time high. We owe it to them to pay attention, to wake up and tap into ourselves. All right. So if you look here, I'm going to read from my phone the top part. It says Aboriginal, existing inhabitants from a region from the beginning or first appearance, also known as first inhabitants. From the beginning. We were the first people here on this earth. I know that may piss a lot of people off, but you need to get out your feelings, okay? Because the truth is the truth. And the Bible states a lot of facts also if you really read your Bible. Now, let's keep moving. It says indigenous, relating to the earliest known inhabitants of a place and especially of a place that was colonized by a now dominant group. So our people were so knowledgeable and gifted that when so called Columbus did come and invade our lands, he did some real disastrous and just monstrous things to our people. And when we go to school, we are taught he is this hero. How? You raped women? You cut people's arms and fingers and just some real weird, sick stuff, guys, that humans don't do to another human. And you want us to look at him as a hero? Y'all narrative is up. Y'all narrative is up. We are sick of it. And we are all uniting together against this tyranny here in our country. Now, for those of you who don't know who this man is, his name was under it. But it's what's his name? Walter Plecker. He created the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. 1924. His views and point was to remove anyone from the Negro or colored race in Virginia claiming to be of Indian descent. He did not want intermixing of the white and colored people. He highly disagreed with it. In that time period, he used his position at the state register of vital statistics to directly manage the racial classification of Virginians. He only wanted the colored people to be classified as colored and nothing else, taking away their sovereign rights by creating laws. But later on, the U.S. Supreme Court found that the laws to be unconstitutional, and in 2001, the General Assembly denounced the act and eugenics as racist and unconstitutional and violates the freedom of the people. So, this man pretty much wanted you to only classify yourself as colored. Now, you have to remember if you tell people something, you have to literally enforce it. So he sent letters to everybody in the system to share his insight and his views on what he thought needed to be done and how things should be classified. And he literally created this time period where they actually strengthened where they had stolen our identity. Now, if you look on the internet today and you type in Native American or indigenous peoples of North America, you won't see people like us. Why? Because that's what we mean by stolen identity. They have literally created tribes and collected government federal funds. Like these people been doing some real crazy stuff, y'all, all for power and greed. And our people is right down with them. So this is why this needs to be talked about on a grand scale. It's major. The deception is huge. It's major. But you know what? It's coming out. The truth is coming out. So pretty much what they have done away with, and that's why a lot of people can't find out a lot of stuff about their history. But if you keep digging, there's always some truth out there for you to collect. And they did paper genocide, the deliberate and systematic destruction of Native American Indian culture, language, and identity. That's why when we are in school, we are taught that we are slaves. I don't think I was taught anything good about us in school. There's like seriously, there's nothing I can remember that was like uplifting to our culture. Everything was just so negative. And as a child, that is just something very systematic that is just being indoctrinated into your mind over and over and over and over. And that is wrong on many levels. It really is. It's wrong on many levels. So, if you look here on the screen, this is the to the right. Let me make this big. To the right, you got the Virginia Health Bulletin, Department of Health, March 1924. Instructions to local registrars and other agents and administration of the law to preserve racial integrity. And then on the left is like some letter that Dr. Peckler wrote or whatever that is over there. It's hard to see that one. But this over here, I'm going to leave it on the screen so you can see it. I'm going to try to read it. It's kind of hard to read, but it says this law permits applicants either to register directly with the Bureau of Vital Statistics or with a local registrar or other authorized agent of the Bureau. The local registrar may collect a fee of 25 cents for each person registering, of which he or she retains 20 cents and sends 5 cents with the application to the Bureau of Vital Statistics. Do not send stamps. It is preferable that local registrars. Oh, I could read it here on my thing. It is preferable that local registrars confine their efforts at first to their own territory, but if neighboring registrars do not push this registration, permission is given to other registrars after 3 months after the law goes into effect to solicit and accept this form of registration outside of their own bounds. Special registrars or agents of the Bureau may be appointed for this special work if needed. Great care must be used in seeing that the card is carefully written and names, dates, and addresses be given in full using written fluid or fountain pen ink. Ordinary school inks will fade. The local register must sign as witness to the applicant's signature, thus indicating that he has used reasonable care to assure himself that the color and the date of birth are correct. Though not required, the registration is of greater value if signed also by the doctor who was present at the birth, especially if the card is expected to be submitted as proof of age. Married women should give both their full maiden name and name of husband. As color is the most important feature of this form of registration, the local register must be sure that there is no trace of colored blood in anyone offering to register as a white person. The penalty for willfully making a false claim as to color is 1 year in the penitentiary. Equal care must henceforth be used also in stating the color of the parents of children registered at birth under the 1912 law. So, with that being said, it goes to show you that they really went to great lengths to try to classify us at what they want us to be classified as and to control the people back then. The other one I can't read, it's too hard. But we're gonna keep moving. Indoctrinate. To teach someone to fully accept the ideas, opinions, and beliefs of a particular group and to not consider other ideas, opinions, or beliefs. Pretty much, in other words, saying they're gonna brainwash your mind. So, if you keep telling a lie, you have to keep telling that lie to keep covering the lie. And in order for the lie to stick and be valid, you have to implement a system put in place to help you entice your lie. That's where Hollywood comes in again. Hollywood, the school system, you got sports, you got entertainment. It is very sickening what has happened with our minds. These people have all types of patents too, y'all, on how to manipulate the human brain when they want to keep us under mind control. They have a lot of patents under neural, like I forgot what it's called. I got the papers. It's some type of neurotransmitter patent that they have that manipulates our brain in certain places that we are in this country today. Like that's why a lot of certain like situations happen in certain places. Like I told y'all about the projects. The projects is built to keep our people under control. And if you understand what ley lines is a energetic lines going all across this world. They are a lot of positive and very energetic ley lines, but a lot of those ley lines have been tampered with, and that's why you see a lot of fights after school, like with the young ones at like McDonald's, Burger King, or you see fights in general at certain places where the clubs are, where the bars are. You have to think about it. If they can manipulate your mind and they tampering with these energy parts of our world with with the ley lines, that's why it's very important to understand what ley lines are, because they have been using these ley lines that are really energetic places for humans on earth to rejuvenate their energy. They have been taking these places. I hate to use the word portals, so that's why I'm not using that word, but they they have really manipulated a lot of these energy fields in our world. Like, say for instance, in your house, in your apartment, a certain part of your apartment could be a negative part in your house, where your kitchen could be a positive part in your house. It's a lot to explain. Trust. I've been delving into that ley line stuff because we are energy, and they have really learned to manipulate us by using certain tactics and things that a lot of people never even heard of. And it's important that y'all really start paying attention, because they got us out here acting like some damn fools, not paying attention. But we gonna keep it moving. Black. I said this in my first channel. What is black? Black is something that they have described us as humans, just like white. I've always said to myself, I don't look black. There's nothing black on me but the shirt that I have on and the pupils in my eyes. Where do you see black? Just like white people. Y'all not white. Like, pay attention here, y'all. This is a level of deceiving at an all-time high. If you allow somebody to call you something and you don't know the meaning behind it, you are pretty much cursing yourself. You are cursing yourself because you are not using your mind and your knowledge and your wisdom to even want to disrupt the narrative and start learning what these words mean. A lot of these words have double meanings, like I said before. So when we get to the color black, a color that lacks hue and brightness, and in other terms, evil, wicked, cheerless, depressing. Why do you think our people out here making a fool of themselves? You calling yourself black when black means nothing. It means nothing. I know that's gonna hurt a lot of y'all feelings, but it's the truth. Black has no value to it. No light. No good energy to it. At all. Colonized. An act or practice of appropriating something that one does not own or have a right to. It's important that y'all really start to learn certain words and start looking up their meanings and understanding what this stuff means, because there's a lot going on here in this world today. And one thing I will tell you, the oppressor knows one fact. They know who we are, but we don't seem to know who we are. Look at our people. That is royalty right there, y'all. Our people fought hard. They fought hard for their freedoms. A lot of y'all don't even realize how prosperous our people were. Like, we had a lot going. And what they did was take it and burn it down. They burnt a lot of stuff down using race by keeping us all fighting and arguing. That does not make our world rise. If we are sitting here being angry at people because of the color of their skin, we are here to love our brothers and our sisters. It does not matter what color your skin is. God did not create us to dislike one another. Yes, everybody does not have the same point of view. I get it. I understand. But you need to have respect for one another. I see a lot of disrespect in the world. I see a lot of things online with our young kids. This slave mentality has got to go because they have enslaved all of us. We all have been lied to. It's not just my people. We all have been lied to, y'all. And it's like, when are we going to draw a line here? What are y'all so afraid of? We all possess a very strong energetic power within ourselves. Our people contributed to this land so much, and a lot of their hard work, they doing fireworks outside. A lot of their hard work was taken for granted, was burned down as if their hard work didn't matter. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Excuse me. But I'm telling y'all, we're some very strong individuals. My culture, y'all need to really wake up. I love y'all with all my heart, but there is a lot of healing that needs to take place within my culture. A lot of healing. And it starts within. It really does. It starts within. They have really demonized y'all to where these people out here, Hollywood is out here. Boy, they sacrificing like crazy last year. They sacrificing people right in y'all face, and y'all still not paying attention. Y'all still not paying attention. The game is wicked. The game is very wicked. So if you look right here, this is look on my side. Indian territory. I'm not gonna read it, but y'all can read it. But there is a video attached to it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Make it bigger so you can see it.
Leaving aside all the physical facts which one can quote, leaving aside rape or murder, leaving aside the bloody catalog of oppression, which we are in one way too familiar with already. What this does to the subjugated is destroy his sense of reality. This means, in the case of an American Negro, born in that glittering republic, great shock around the age of 5 or 6 or 7 to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you. It comes as a great shock to discover that the country, which is your birthplace, and to which you owe your life and your identity, has not in its whole system of reality evolved any place for you.
Telling ya, a lot of people knew this. A lot of people knew this. And a lot of people was persecuted for trying to get this information out here to the world. We really lost a lot of people. It don't matter what color your skin is. People talked about this from many different types of nationalities. Great Seal of the Muskogee Nation. Muskogee Nation. The Great Seal of the Chickasaw Nation. Seal of the Cherokee Nation. September 6, 1839. The Great Seal of the Choctaw Nation. Seminole Nation. We gonna keep moving. All right. Oh, let's go back. Hold on, I gotta go back. All right, so I'm gonna read it from my thing, unless I could blow it up here and see it. Darn it. All right. President Thomas Jefferson to William Henry Harrison, Governor of the Indiana Territory, in the year of 1803. Harrison is my last name. Excuse me. It really makes you wonder where they got all these names from, too. You will receive from the Secretary of War, from time to time, information and instructions as to our Indian affairs. These communications, being for the public records, are restrained always to particular objects and occasions. But this letter being unofficial and private, I may with safety give you a more extensive view of our policy respecting the Indians, that you may the better comprehend the parts dealt out to you in detail through the official channel, and observing the system of which they make a part, conduct yourself in unison with it in cases where you are obliged to act without instruction. Our system is to live in perpetual peace with the Indians, to cultivate an affectionate attachment from them by everything just and liberal which we can do for them within the bounds of reason, and by giving them effectual protection against wrongs from our own people, the decrease of game rendering their subsistence by hunting insufficient. We wish to draw them to agriculture, to spinning and weaving. The latter branches they take up with great readiness, because they fall to the woman who gain by quitting the labors of the field for those which are exercised within doors. When they withdraw themselves to the culture of a small piece of land, they will perceive how useless to them are their extensive forests, and will be willing to pare them off from time to time in exchange for necessaries for their farms and families. to promote this deposition disposition to exchange lands which they have to spare and we want. 4. Necessaries which we have to spare. Oh, where am I at? Necessaries which we have to no. What the heck? Which we have to spare and they want. We shall push our trading uses and be glad to see the good and influential individuals among them run in debt, because we observe that when these debts get beyond what the individuals could pay, they become willing to lop them off by a cession of lands. At at our trading houses, too, we mean to sell so low as merely to repay us costs and charges, so as neither to lessen or enlarge our capital. This is what private traders cannot do, for they must gain, they will consequently retire from the competition, and we shall thus get clear of this pest without giving offense or umbrage to the Indians. In this way our settlements will gradually circumscribe and approach the Indians, and they will in time either incorporate with us as citizens or the United States or remove beyond the Mississippi. The former is certainly the termination of their history. Most happy for themselves, but in the whole course of this, it is essential to cultivate their love. As to their fear, we presume that our strength and their weakness is now so visible that they must see we have only to shut our hand to crush them, and that all our liberalities to them proceed from motives of pure humanity only. Should any tribe be foolhardy enough to take up the hatchet at any time, the seizing the whole country of that tribe and driving them across the Mississippi as the only condition of peace would be an example to others, and furtherance of our final consolidation. So that, guys, is a letter from President Thomas Jefferson to William Henry Harrison. Now, my documents I'm not going to be able to click on, but if you write that down, you can look it up yourself. This is one of the exhibit to the Indian Removal Act. But over here you got Indian treaties and the Removal Act of 1830. I think that says. Let me see. I can read it here. Yeah. Indian treaties and the Removal Act of 1830. I'm not going to read all that, but I will leave it on the screen for you. And then to the right of that, you got the history and culture of the Allowment Act of 1887. I'm going to read this one because it's more clear. But I'm quite sure y'all can't see. Let me see if I get myself out the way, if you can see that. Yeah, YouTube playing. They playing their games. Let me blow it up here so you can see it. Yeah, see that? Yeah, they don't want this information out there, but you could pretty much look this stuff up. That's why I put those links there. But if my presentation would have came out the way it was supposed to, I would have been able to actually pull this stuff up more clear for y'all. But the Allowment Act in 1887, Jesus Louise, I tell you, they funny. In 1887, Congress passed the General Allowment Act, also known as the Dawes Act. Friends of American Indians believe that this act and other practices were an alternative to the extinction of Indian people. The Cherokee and the other five civilized tribes, which included the Creek, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, and Seminole, resisted the act. And of course, our people would resist the act because they knew what these people intentions was, and a lot of their intentions was to kill our people, rape our women, and steal our land. Like, we had so much agriculture going on these great lands. Our soil was real pure. We had the best tobacco, and they seen this, and they pretty much just took it all over by force. By force. The act stated that the head of each family would receive 160 acres of tribal land, and each single person would receive 80 acres. Title to the land would be held in trust by the government for 25 years. After 25 years, each individual would receive United States citizenship and fee simple title to their land. Tribal lands not allotted to Native Americans on the reservation were to be sold to the United States, and the land would be open for homesteading. Proceeds from the land sales were to be placed in trust and used by the government as an account for supplies provided to Indian people. The Cherokees' western land extension was sold to the United States in 1891, and in 1893 opened mostly to non-Indian settlers in a famous land run. When the allowment process began in 1887, the total land held by American Indian tribes on reservations equaled 138 million acres. By the end of the allowment period, land holdings had been reduced to 48 mil acres. Since 1934, the land holdings have slowly increased to 56 million acres. They was just stealing land. It's crazy. Stealing it and reselling it, and building all types of stuff on it. So, for those of you that still don't want to wake up and understand what's going on here, this is why they don't want y'all to wake up, because they don't want y'all to know this stuff. And a lot of this stuff is public knowledge, y'all. You just gotta do the research. You gotta take a step back and deprogram from the matrix and go find out about your family history, because that is what's important here, and that's how you fight back mentally. You understand what I'm saying? But these links here, you just write them down and go look them up, y'all. I'm not able to pull them up. I can on my phone. And here's some photos of our people. Everything at this point in our world today is questionable, y'all. We got to get back to questioning stuff, researching stuff, and understanding what stuff mean. There's a lot of people out there that will better explain what I'm trying to say a lot better than what I'm bringing, but this is my way of teaching and doing things. But it's pretty much simple. Like if you look around today, a lot of history has been erased. There is still a lot of things around Mother Nature that still exists. Like, I'm still having a hard time finding where our ancestors are buried. That's one of the major things that I am after. Me and my cousin, we would like to know where our people are buried because it is a great mystery. And that can hold the key to a lot of things. And this is what I need y'all to understand how delicate this situation and conversation is. Like, this is real, y'all. This is real. And a lot of the places where our people are buried are near military bases and stuff where you have no access. Why you think they don't want you to have access to it? They don't want you to know where your people are. But we need to know. We need to find out where our people are. So I'm quite sure for those of you that have money in your pocket, you know who this is. His name is President Andrew Jackson. He was the seventh president of the United States here. If you look to the right of the screen, you will see Trail of Tears. A lot of y'all know what the Trail of Tears is. If you do not know what the Trail of Tears is, I suggest you get the researching and go find out because it was the relocation of our people. Our people were pushed to the west side, out they lands. Okay? They forced our people off their lands, pushed them to the west, and they stole their land. And he was president from 1829 to the year 1837. Keep in mind, our world is pre programmed, meaning these people have been pre selected to be president before the public even knew. So your vote didn't matter. They are all a part of a bloodline that controls the world today. For those of you who know who the world bloodline is, we've talked about this numerous times. The Rockefellers, it's a whole list of them. I'm not even gonna get into all that, but a lot of y'all know, and it plays a lot back into what's going on today. And this is who we are taking down globally. This is why we need to raise awareness to this stuff and keep it in the forefront because our world is pre planned. Everything is pre planned. If you look at Hollywood, a lot of the movies told y'all what was happening, when certain things was going to take place. That this was planned. They've been talking about it since the 30s, the 1930s, y'all. Okay? So that's why it's very important for you to pay attention here. This stuff is all premeditated, okay? This here is a let me look it up. Let me use it on my screen on my phone. It's not gonna work there, but I'll show y'all what it is. Just write it down. And this is out of, I don't know if y'all can see that, Duke University. And it's a very long documented document. Okay. Let me see if y'all can see this. Let me blow this screen up so I could better see if y'all can see it. There you go. You see that? The Aboriginal Races of North America. It is a very long document. It is very interesting for you to read it. I think I'm on like page 13 or 14. It is a lot of papers, but it's very intriguing. It is a 806 page document, okay? So when people want to sit here and say that we just making up lies, our history was documented. We just didn't know. All right? And this was copyrighted in 1880. Mm, this is crazy. I'm going to read a few lines off of this for y'all. It says, the history of the Aboriginal races of the American continent is an interesting study, not only to the people of this union, but also to those of other lands who regard them as the conquerors of the nomadic hordes, which in times lost past swarmed over the plains of now civilized Europe. In many respects, there is a very close resemblance between the characters and final fate of all the primitive tribes and nations of the world. Their mode of government, habits, customs, and being somewhat similar, and their recession before the onward march of civilization, as well as their final absorption or disappearance following an exonerable natural law, which decrees the submission of the animal to intellectual development. From the study of past events alone can an opinion be formed of the causes which gave origin to them, and for this reason should every American citizen who desires to understand the true history of his country peruse with attention the records of the former owners of that soil. Tell you, I'm not making this up. So y'all know I'm not making this up. It is pure documented. And how do you get them back? You read the document. Stop being lazy. I'm going to read that again. Peruse with attention the records of the former owners of that soil, which ere long will no more give sustenance to any of their descendants. This stuff is well documented. So I advise y'all to go check this out. This is something very good to read and just have in your knowledge, and to help you have a better understanding of what's been going on in our world here today. Treaty, an international law, an agreement between two or more independent states. Brand, an agreement, league, or contract between two or more nations or sovereigns, formally signed by commissioners properly authorized, and solemnly ratified by the several sovereigns or the supreme power of each state. In private law, treaty signifies the discussion of terms which immediately precedes the conclusion of a contract or other transaction. A warranty on the sale of goods to be valid must be made during the treaty preceding the sale. And that's what they've done. They have created these treaties, right? Where our people thought they were signing stuff to help them protect themselves in their land. But they did the complete opposite with these treaties. So this is an article here. It says, honoring Black Indian heritage. Hattiesburg woman to receive award. And I can't even read it too much on my end, but you know, a lot of our elders died trying to tell us the truth. And it is very hurtful to know what they have suffered and went through, what they have lost. And I think and I believe in my heart that we really owe it to them to fight back with our hearts and our minds and our voices and our wisdom to gain some type of justice here. Because a lot of people want to talk about reparations. What is money gonna do? Money is not justice. And then the fact that people want reparations, like I was reading a lot of articles, it's just sickening to see how money controls people's minds, because a lot of people want reparations, but you ain't even doing the work. You not even putting the work in to find out who your people is. You just out here, oh, this our land. They owe us that. You have to do the work. It's like homework. What God is trying to teach y'all is to get back to researching. Get back to stop being one sided and open your mind and exhaust all options. Learn to question stuff. You want reparations from the same people, the same oppressors that stole the land. Make that make some sense, y'all. How do you fight back? You get together with your family members and y'all start researching and finding these papers. There's a lot out there on Ancestry. A lot of documents. A lot of documents. There's actually something in my notes. Like I got so many places where y'all could be looking and trying to find stuff. You got the Freedman roll, the Dawes records, the registration card. Like there is so much out there to help y'all find out where you come from and what tribe your family come from. You just got to put the footwork in. Stop being lazy, man. And stop allowing money to dictate your life. That's a horrible way to live. You want reparations. Reparations. We got to do better, man. We've definitely got to do better. The damage is done. I see it. I see what they have done to our people. I see it. It's crazy. This here is a video that I found on YouTube. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these rappers are also well aware, and Waka Flocka, that he's known as, is very aware. He's been aware. He know who he is, and I love what he says. And the fact that Sway and all of them play dumb. A lot of these people, they know who we are, y'all. We just don't know who we are. But we definitely about to get back to that. And we need all our people on board here. Put your feelings to the side. Love your brothers and your sister. Stop acting like a damn fool out there in them streets. The murder rate for us killing ourselves in our own people, y'all gotta do better. God looking at y'all like, what the heck going on down there? Like, y'all gotta do better. I want y'all to listen to what Flocka says. Flocka know who he is. If you hear what Flocka said, he said, I have no knowledge of African American. I have no knowledge. I know not a damn thing about Africa. And the fact that we don't look like Africans, y'all, people in Africa, I told y'all before in my first channel, Africa's not even called Africa. They named all this stuff. It's not called Africa. People in Africa don't even refer to themselves as Africans. This is how much they have manipulated and indoctrinated their lies into our brains, y'all. I gotta play that again. So that's interesting. When I say our people need to really understand that when you classify and define yourself as black or African American, you are a part of the system. That is not a sovereign way of living. You heard what he said. He go to Africa and say they look at him funny. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. This is not no game. Y'all better wake up. Y'all see my shirt. You see my shirt. I'm not playing with these people no more. It's time that we stop living in fear and take our power back, but do it the right way and with love in our hearts. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Our people have a lot of work to do. I have faith in y'all. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. That's why I did this live. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have been avoiding this for a while now, but God has just been talking to me and talking to me like, baby girl, you got to do it. I I see my power. I see my power. I know how powerful I am. And that's what I'm trying to teach y'all. All y'all. Not just my people, all of humanity. We are all powerful. This is our land. These people are teaching y'all to hate your own land. Y'all out here burning up flags and doing all types of stuff, destructing nature, doing all types of stuff, acting like goddamn fools. When this is y'all land. White, black, whatever you want to call yourself. You was born here in America. This is your land. Yes, we were the ones who discovered it, but we are not the only ones here. And we all need to really come together and stop being ignorant and start loving ourselves and being smart and using this and this because that's what's going to win. And y'all need to get back to God because they have demonized y'all. The Bible has a lot of truth. The Bible has a lot of truth. Why you think they don't like us talking about God? They don't want y'all to wake up. When I say these people are going to the extent of censoring and demonetizing um meditation channels, this meditation channel that I listen to, it has really helped me get through and heal and continue to heal myself from my past traumas and and I woke up this morning and I pray when I wake up. That's the first thing I do when I wake up. I go to the bathroom, I pray, I thank God for waking me up. And after I meditated and I read my Bible for a little bit, I got on YouTube and this meditation channel that I listen to is called Great Meditation. I want y'all to look them up. And they posted on their community that they have been demonetized. You have to really ask yourself, why are the oppressors demonetizing a meditation channel? You really got to ask yourself. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they don't want you to know how powerful you are. They do not want you to heal. They see this mass awakening taking place. They see it. When I say they see this mass awakening taking place, they see it. Okay? And you can't stop it because God is working. And this is going to be a very interesting year. You just got to pay attention. You really do. It's time that we all wake up out this fog that we are in and come out this bubble and really pay attention here. But I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to leave y'all with a tune real quick. And I just want to say thank y'all for hanging out with me. This is my first live that I've went for almost 2 hours. I had some difficulties in the beginning, but now I know that I cannot include my videos in my presentation, so I'm gonna have to switch that up now and do things a little different. But um I don't know what my next live will be. I have to wait for God to give me a great message, but I just want to tell y'all thank you for, tapping in with me tonight, and I hope everybody is being safe out there, and you are protecting your children and yourselves, and please just try to be more mindful of the foods you are eating. A lot of people don't understand the fast food is not real food. It is genetically modified, synthetic, fake. So you really have to be aware out here, all right? Get back to cooking natural in the kitchen, whipping it up, whipping it up. You understand what I'm saying? Because without us, the corporations won't work. We got to build our own corporations. We got to get back to that self love, that self respect, that self healing, that self worth. Once you know your self worth and your value and your power, boy, I know mine. I see it. I see it. And let me tell you something. I'm so proud of myself. Y'all have to really start talking to yourselves and saying and just being positive to yourselves. Like, I have come a long way. I've been through so much in my life, y'all. And for me to give myself another chance and God to give me another chance, I'm all for it. But I'm about to get out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me tonight. And to the next live. Yeah. I'm gonna play that first one that I played earlier. I like that one too. This is to our ancestors, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Say hi to the world, You see how they are? It ain't went off the whole video. Now I wanna go off. Just for that, I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, man. Right, y'all. I ain't gonna keep you much longer. God bless y'all. Salute to the whole world. Know who you are.